YouTube. What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about Rush, some of the things people just aren't liking in the Battlefield community. My personal favorite version was the one in Bad Company 2. I really messed with that game type. It's actually probably my favorite one. I'm also curious to your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below on your experience with Rush and even past experiences. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend. I'd really appreciate it if we can get the likes up and subs up. Stats say 99.9% are not subbed. You could become a YouTube member if you want to support the channel any further. I'll catch you next one. Peace. All right, guys, so the second week of the beta is out, and we have Rush introduced to us. And this is, it's been a hot topic lately. A lot of people are saying that they completely ruined this game type. Honestly, it used to be one of my favorite modes back in Battlefield. I always compare it to around Bad Company 2. That was one of my favorite Battlefields ever. I really did like Battlefield 3, I believe it was the one out in 2013, 3 or 4, somewhere around there. That one was a lot of fun to me. It felt a little more like COD, a little faster, a little smoother. But Bad Company 2, man, there was just something different about it. Something about the atmosphere, too, especially in gaming at the time. That was a solid game, and I felt like Rush played so well on that game, and the maps and everything. It was a great introduction, too, for people that were Call of Duty players, Halo players, Gears of War players, Left 4 Dead players at the time, all coming in and trying out Battlefield for the first time. Now, they did have Bad Company, which was a pretty big hit, and people would still mess around and play on 1942 all the time because it was just different from any other first-person shooter we had around that time. But Bad Company 2, in my opinion, really changed the game, and it got a lot of people into the game mode Rush, and like I said, that was one of my favorite game modes. Now, at first, Rush feels like this absolute chaos. I mean, like, this is the most players really in that type of game around that time that you could get. And it was just a whole different experience, along with being able to destroy buildings. The gunplay felt harder, more skillful. The sniping felt more skillful. Everything was just different about this game. And there being so many players, it was like absolute chaos. And that's what it was kind of known for at first, until people learned how to play more strategical and as squads together, and how you learn to really push and, like, quote unquote rush and understand how to play it and watch your lives, playing medic roles. Medic is so important in that. Engineer to get your tanks and everything up in there. Like, it is very much a team sport in winning that game mode. And once you get the rhythm to it, man, that game mode is so fun to play. Now, like I said, there's all of that chaos, all that destruction, all the crazy Battlefield stuff. But the thing about Rush is it adds that structure, and like there's an objective and an order for all the teams and squads to go after, and everybody understands those rules that they need to take. Now, one of the first things people are realizing is, for one, there's way less players in this game mode, and that was kind of the big thing about Rush, at least in my opinion, is how many players we used to have in that. And it made the game mode, like, honestly insane and like a lot of fun. I feel like you can play it faster now with less people, whereas before you had to play a little bit slower and really watch any angle because there could be so many enemies looking your way. Another thing is there's almost like this spawn glitch where the defenders will spawn like close to the bomb all the time. There's no real space, and there needs to be space, a little more space where the objectives are and everything, where people spawn, because that's how Rush works really well, is giving those times and space to go to the objectives and be able to push instead of people being constantly on them in absolute chaos, I guess. There's no real order to it, like we said before. Now, another thing I noticed too is the objectives are like way too close to each other. It seems like there's only like, I don't know, 20 meters or less to get from one to the other. It makes the defending super easy, being able to go back and forth between the two, or even, I guess you could say, offense pushing from one to another, but defense for sure, because the spawn is really like right there. It's way easier just to go from one point to the other and watch both like at the same time. It's a total mess in my opinion. And Empire State, I mean, it's a cool map. It's a cool map, but like, for me personally, so far, there are so many levels to it I just need to learn, and I do not think this is a Rush map at all. To be honest, it's kind of hard to tell if any of them really are a good Rush map. I feel like they're all too small, but there's less players too, so maybe they're trying to go for this fast pace, like, I don't know, everybody says the Call of Duty effect, I don't know. In this instance, I kind of do feel like it is almost like the Call of Duty effect, where they're taking away from the Battlefield sense in doing less players and just trying to go for the faster pace of like the objectives and everything. It really does feel like a Call of Duty like influence on the game. And other people are saying that, you know, it's a bunch of people that have never even played Call of Duty before. And it does kind of feel like that. It just feels like a bunch of interns that, you know, picked up the game and they're like, hey, let's figure this out, which is a bad look. That's basically what Call of Duty is a bunch of people that have never played the game before and, you know, they're just trying to influence their whole, like, political view on stuff. But I digress. So, as we're talking about the maps I think in the beta are not good at all for this. They did say that they are coming out with bigger maps when the game comes back, or when the game comes out rather. They said they will be having way bigger maps. I just don't understand why this is what they chose to introduce to us, you know? Because yes, it is a beta, but this is kind of saying, hey, this is what you're going to get with the game. So what are we talking here? 2 big maps and then the rest are all small? Like I said, I don't think these maps even go well with it at all, like especially the Empire State. Like that map does not feel good at all with the game mode Rush. I don't think anybody knew what they were doing on there when we're playing it, to be honest. It was crazy. At one point, we were all going up like the zip line too and just like literally flooding it. It was crazy, man. People are camping on all different highs and lows. It was an absolute massacre. But it really does truly feel like either 1, they have never played Rush before, the people that developed this, or 2, they didn't experience the Rush that I did playing Bad Company 2 and back in the day when Rush was very good. And I think that's what we're really, really missing here. And aside from that, just a little side note, we had a glitch the other day where our bomb actually went off and we still lost. So that was pretty crazy too. It was like a buzzer beater one too, but it went off and we still somehow lost the game. I think honestly what they need to do to fix this is look at Bad Company 2, in my opinion, one of the peaks of Rush, and see how that played out, maybe even play it themselves, see how that plays out, and make bigger maps, make more players. In my opinion, I think that would really make the player base be booming on that and just overall play better. And then I think maybe Liberation Peak is, I believe that was the name of the map. I think that's probably the best one for it. They could keep that one. Empire State's horrible in my opinion. It's so bad. I know they're trying to do a thing where it's like they want all game modes to be able to play on all maps, which makes sense. More content on every single map that you can play on, more to experience in game modes on maps. But it just does not work that way. It truly does not. Next, I think they need to look at the distance of spawns and distance of locations of bombs as well. Hopefully this would also lead to people not getting spawn killed as much and just enjoying the game and be able to strategically push different areas and come up with different ideas of how to get around things and flank as well, because otherwise they're just losing lives like way too quickly. It just ruins the game. It goes way too quick. But I think one of the main things I'm getting from this is they really do need to come up with modes and or maps that are just for the Rush mode itself. I'm curious to see what you guys would think would change it and make Rush a better experience for everybody. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend. I really appreciate you guys. I'll catch you next one. Peace.